I've been eagerly awaiting more information about Dragon Age The Veilguard since Summer Games Fest, and not only did we just get a release date, but we finally get some legitimate new combat, companion details, and more starting very soon. Let's go! Let me know your thoughts on Dragon Age Veilguard in the comments down below. So October 31st is when Dragon Age The Veilguard is going to launch. Maybe about exactly when I was expecting it to come out. Maybe a week or so earlier, especially considering they have put out the roadmap essentially of, the reveals that are coming up, right? And being that it sort of ends in September and then it's like, there's something coming on, a little bit after that. It makes sense to release Dragon Age The Veilguard in October, especially when you've got the Assassin's Creed Shadows coming out in November. You've also got Stalker 2 that recently got pushed back to even later in November as well. And then it does fit nicely in between like these upcoming releases, right? Like obviously we've got Black Myth Wukong next week and then Star Wars Outlaws. September's relatively quiet in terms of RPGs. Like I think there's the Greedfall early access, but that's not the full release. And though I do personally expect the Starfield Shattered Space DLC to drop in September, my guess personally, this is based off no information whatsoever, is that it's going to be right on the anniversary on September 6th, like right after Gamescom. I think they're going to do a big like reveal there, and then it's going to go straight into the release. So you've probably got that in September in terms of RPG releases. October's pretty quiet as well until you then do hit October 31st for Dragon Age The Veilguard. And then 2 weeks after that, we have AC Shadows. I would personally like it to be a little bit earlier, like maybe mid-October, just to have a bit of a buffer between Shadows and Veilguard, considering they're both going to be massive RPGs and you want to sink as much time into them as you can. Will you have finished Dragon Age The Veilguard by the time Shadows comes out? They're pretty close there. Like I'll obviously be playing both for the content, but they are pretty close in terms of release dates. But it is very exciting. It's always exciting when we get these big games sort of back to back that you can sort of roll into the next one. But I guess I'm going to have to start that Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough pretty soon, considering it is just around the corner. We also did find out as well that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got pushed back to next year, which is perfect, in terms of fitting this like holiday period, like Avowed being next year as well. Like it seems like the holiday period is basically fully booked out now. So I think I will do that Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough pretty soon. I might stream it as well. Let me know if you are interested in me streaming it. Maybe I'll make some lore videos or like some recaps and stuff once we have done that as well, because I think it's going to be very important for Veilguard, especially how it does sort of continue that story from Inquisition. But that's not all that's coming for Dragon Age The Veilguard very soon. Starting on the week of August 19th, we're going to get some high level combat and PC spotlight. So this is the week of Gamescom, and we can definitely expect a pretty big, not necessarily blowout, but information dump that'll come from this. Dragon Age does have a history with Gamescom, with Dragon Age Inquisition that was shown pretty heavily at Gamescom as well. So we can definitely expect a lot of new information that week, which is like next week, so we don't have to wait long for that. The week after that, we will be getting a Companions week, which will be breaking down, you guessed it, the Companions. Essentially, I assume this is going to give us more information about their backstories, what classes they are, what we can sort of expect from them in terms of their attitude towards Rook, the player character, and I assume some additional gameplay focused on each of the companions. Now, at this point, we do know that there are 7 companions. There may be more. We don't 100% know, but we do know there is at least 7 that there will be. And we did just get some new screenshots of a couple of these companions with this announcement as well. So we can probably expect more of these like in-game shots for a lot of these companions to actually see what they look like and how they operate once that week does actually occur. On August 30th, we will also be getting a developer Discord Q&A. Now, exactly what this is, we'll have to wait and see, but chances are it'll just be in the official Discord. People will be posting a bunch of questions and the devs will choose which ones they want to answer. You can sometimes get some good information out of these. I do remember for the Starfield one, we did get some solid information for the Discord Q&A, but they're a little hit and miss as they're mostly going to pick out the questions that they want to answer, right? They're not going to pick out more difficult questions that ask very specific information. It's going to be very broad sort of, marketing beats that they want to hit by their answers. So I wouldn't expect too much information from the Q&A, but definitely some stuff will probably come out of that, a couple of little tidbits for sure. On September 3rd, we get the IGN first month-long exclusive coverage beginning from from that date. Now, this will be very similar, I assume, to a lot of the coverage that, say, Star Wars Outlaws recently got, and several other games. Like, this isn't a new thing, that essentially there's like a marketing cycle through IGN where you'll see a bunch of developer interviews, some new exclusive gameplay, as well as a breakdown of a lot of the game's mechanics. Now, exactly what this will be for Dragon Age The Veilguard, I wouldn't know, but I would probably expect that we'll get a classes breakdown here, going through the classes and like the subclasses, all that sort of information, as well as potentially like some developer interviews based on all the different companions and some more information there. And then obviously some more gameplay that'll be coming for the game as well. But Outlaws did actually get a lot of videos for IGN for their like month exclusive content. Like there was a couple of dev interviews, there was some exclusive gameplay, and I think there was about 4 other videos breaking down different game mechanics from space combat to the factions and the reputation system and all that stuff. So you probably expect a similar amount of content for Dragon Age The Veilguard, but we'll have to wait and see. And then they do mention in September there will be much more coming in September and beyond. Now, assumedly then that's going to be leaning us towards the actual release date, right? Like you'll probably get some press previews, maybe some more gameplay, maybe some more announcements. It'd be interesting to see if they do anything connecting it to the older Dragon Age games. Like I remember we had the Dragon Age Keep back in the day, so you could create like world states, you know, where companions are sort of at and like what the world is actually at as well, to like carry that into like Dragon Age Inquisition, for example. Now, BioWare have stated in an IGN interview that the Dragon Age Keep that we've known in the past won't be relevant here. The game director did say that it's now fully integrated into the character creation this time around. So essentially you won't be expecting to have that same sort of beat, but I would fully expect that we will have that information and how those save states and like save imports actually work to be explained to us before launch, because I think that's going to be very important. I would love if before launch they gave us access to a character creator very similar to Dragon's Dogma earlier this year, where you could create your character and your main pawn before the game actually came out. Would be really cool if they do a similar thing here. They may or they may not, like we'll have to wait and see, right? Like, you know, they haven't actually stated either way, but it would be good to make those decisions before the game comes out, especially if it's going to calculate decisions based on the previous 3 games. I don't know exactly how far it'll go back, if it'll be everything there. It would also be good to have some sort of a refresher on some of the lore and things like the choices you make in Origins and Dragon Age 2 and then into Inquisition, right? Like I can kind of remember the specifics from Origins and 2, like kind of, but like not really. So it would be good to have a bit of that refresher before going into Veilguard, especially considering it's like essentially picking up right after the Inquisition DLCs, which I will definitely be playing before the game comes out for a bit of a refresher there as well. But we're finally getting a lot happening for Dragon Age Veilguard, which is definitely coming around very fast. Now that we have got that official release date, there will be plenty of more content on this channel that you can expect for Dragon Age The Veilguard, breaking down the classes and the companions and more. So obviously subscribe, like the channel, and do all that fantastic stuff. You know how it goes. But also let me know in the comments what sort of content you'd like to see for Dragon Age The Veilguard leading into the launch. Like, is there anything specific that you'd like me to create or break down, like lore videos or something? I haven't really done a lot of lore videos on the channel in the past. I've done a couple, but I'm definitely keen to play around with some more. If you guys are interested in that, do let me know down below. But thank you guys for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is Norza, and I hope you have a great day.